Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name is Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio. So today, we're going to be taking a look at a brand new item card. I know, right? Brand new item card. We don't see new item cards all that often, so I'm kind of a little bit excited that we're getting one here now. And it's completely unique and it's kind of weird, and it lets you search out your stadium cards. Apparently, it is called Stadium Navigation. That's what Google Translate said. And it has been translated by a mixture of me with Google Translate and the lovely Joe from Cerebi.net. And it reads, flip 2 coins. For each head, search your deck for one stadium card, reveal it, and put it into your hand. So, it's Flippy. We don't really like Flippy. And anyone that's listened to enough of my podcasts, watched enough of my videos, etc., will probably know that actually when it comes to flipping, me and flipping have a bad relationship. It's not always gone well for me. But this is Stadium Search. And Stadium Search is just not something we have all that reliably. Now look, we've got a couple of supporter cards that can grab our stadiums. We've got Red's Challenge, discard 2 cards from your hand, search for any card. That'll get you a stadium. Heck, if you want to get 2, we can use Green's Exploration, just so long as you don't have any Pokemon in play with abilities. As soon as you do, this goes away. Here's the thing though, they're both supporter cards. What would be awesome is if we could use an item card to go ahead and search for our stadiums. And we've got it now with Stadium Navigation. And I can't say much about the coin flipping. There's nothing we can do about it. What I'll say is, Flippy cards in the past have been good. Timer Ball sees a fair amount of play. That was flip 2 coins. For each head, search for an evolution Pokemon. And a little while ago, Dual Ball saw a huge amount of play. Flip 2 coins for each head, search for a basic Pokemon. The thing is, no matter what deck you're playing, basic Pokemon are absolutely vital. Because either you need your basic Pokemon, or you need your evolution Pokemon, but you can't get your evolution Pokemon until you have, ding ding ding, your basic Pokemon. Stadium cards are not quite so desperate. Now, there are a bunch of Pokemon that do extra damage if you've got a stadium in play. Think about, let's go for Dugtrio from Unbroken Bonds. 90 damage if you have a stadium card in play. And what's interesting about Dugtrio is that it's if you have a stadium card in play, not if there is a stadium card in play. And then you've got stuff like Vikavolt, which has no weakness when there's a stadium card in play, which is kind of helpful. Or that cute little Squirtle that's got no retreat cost if there's a stadium card in play. So, stadiums are kind of important, and some of them are good, and we'll get some good ones in a minute, but they're not quite up to the same level here. This lets you search them out. And here's the thing. We're losing Field Blower to the rotation, which means that, actually, it's harder to get rid of stadiums than it used to be. So, being able to search one out whenever you want it, knowing it's more difficult for your opponent to get rid of it, yeah, that's pretty tasty, ladies and gentlemen. That's a very fun thing. Now, there are actually a couple of Pokemon that really hate on stadiums at the moment. We just got Honchkrow GX that stops you playing them, but we also got Marshadow and Unbroken Bonds, which I think is awesome. And that just once during your turn, if it's on your bench, you can discard a stadium card in play, and then discard Marshadow, which is a little bit weird if I'm honest with you, but there we go. And let's not forget we've got a Regice, which stops you or your opponent playing stadiums, which can be quite impactful. So they're harder to get rid of, although we do have a few Pokemon that can hurt you. The thing is, we've also got some phenomenal stadiums right now. And the thing that comes to mind here is Prism Star stadiums. Now, we've got a bunch of Prism Star stadiums, and they're not all created equally. Heat Factory Prism Star's kind of good. Discard a Fire Energy, draw a free card. It's alright. Black Market Prism Star. Now, Black Market Prism Star and Wonder Labyrinth Prism Star, I feel pretty much the same about both of them. They're both phenomenal, but they both impact on your opponent's turn. Black Market Prism Star means if you got a Darkness Pokemon with Darkness Energy attached, you give up one fewer prize. And Wonder Labyrinth Prism Star increases the attack cost of non-fairy Pokemon by one colourless energy. The thing is, if your opponent is able to get rid of the stadium, this does nothing. Absolutely nothing. But if they can't, they're absolutely phenomenal. Of course, the gold standard here for Prism Star Stadiums really is Thunder Mountain Prism Star. Thunder Mountain Prism Star reduces the attack cost of lightning Pokemon by one lightning energy, and crucially, it is on your turn that this is relevant. So unlike the other great ones we've talked about, you search it out, and then you put it into play, and you use it immediately. And the absolute worst case disaster scenario, you only get it for one turn. If your opponent can't get rid of it, you get it for more than one turn. And I know most people are, but you will very occasionally come across someone who's not playing stadium cards or any way to discard them. And in that situation, these Prism Star Stadiums become absolutely amazing. There is one I haven't mentioned yet. It's Life Forest Prism Star. It heals 60 damage in all special conditions from one of your grass Pokemon. It's pretty cool. I like it quite a lot. And it is on your turn that it comes in. The thing is, we are moving into a format where, I mean, look, there are exceptions, but there are two stadiums that really stand above the others as, oh my goodness, they're amazing. And they are Shrine of Punishment and Power Plant. Shrine of Punishment puts one damage counter on each Pokemon EX and GX between turns, and this can add up very, very quickly, and it can be the difference between getting a KO and not getting a KO. It's huge. It's not in every matchup. You find yourself against a Grandal, the Grandal player ain't going to care, ladies and gentlemen. But there are plenty of matchups where getting your Shrine of Punishment down early is going to be absolutely key to your chances of success. In fact, Grandal is one of those. The other thing I love about this in Grandal wants to get down to a 0-card hand, and this is the kind of card where you can just play it, and even if you flip double heads, you can just go, oh, there's no stadiums in my deck. Oh, no. It's a card you can burn from your hand, and that's pretty good. But we're going to have Power Plant moving forward. And Power Plant's phenomenal. Power Plant removes abilities of EX and GX Pokemon. Now, you've got the obvious ones like Dedenne for argument's sake, which is all nice and lovely. Although your opponent can remove your stadium and then just play Dedenne right down. But then you've got stuff like Jirachi GX. Now, Jirachi GX is going to be coming in Unified Minds. And Jirachi takes away Psychic weakness. So if you've got a Pokemon that's weak to Psychic, it takes it away. And the thing is that Mewtwo and Mew Tag Team GX, as far as I'm concerned at least, looks like the best of the Tag Team GXs. It can copy the attacks of any Tag Team GX, either on the bench or in the discard pile. Yes, that means you can use non-basic Pokemon, whack them in the discard pile, and then copy their attacks using a basic Pokemon. It's pretty off the charts, awesomely brilliant. And actually, while we're here, they just revealed the alternate art of this in the past couple days. It's pretty beautiful. But the point is, it's weak to Psychic. So I showed you Aegislash the other day, and I told you that Aegislash is a great, great counter to it. So of course you have this play of Mewtwo and Mew's amazing. I'll use Aegislash. Oh no, you won't. I'll use Jirachi. But as has been a theme of this video, this is a stadium that works on your turn, not your opponent's. I mean, look, it works on both. That's the whole point of stadiums, but I mean for our purposes. So what you do here is your opponent plays a Mewtwo and Mew, and they get Jirachi down, and you just whack down a Power Plant and one-hit KO them. And that's why this is so good. I know we spent the majority of this video talking about different stadiums, but that was very deliberate, because here's the thing. This card, in and of itself, doesn't really merit any discussion. This card is amazing if you really want to get stadiums, and garbage if you don't. And that's where your decision comes down if you're thinking about playing this card. If this is something that interests you, if you need to have your stadiums right now, this is great. If you don't, then don't. It really is as simple as that. I'm giving this 4 wussies because honestly, searching out stadiums is very powerful, and there are a whole bunch of really good stadiums out there that could make a huge difference to your game plan, and this lets you get them without playing your supporter card. It's not that we haven't been able to search these out until now. It's that we've not had a way that's really good. Although, yes, there will be games where you hit double tails, and yes, when those games happen, it will be very sad. So that's what I think of stadium navigation, ladies and gentlemen, but I would very much like to know what you think. So please do let me know in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at The Wassy, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that, head on over to patreon.com/PTCGRadio, where you can do exactly that. And please do make sure you're checking out youtube.com/WassyPlays, where we talk about games that don't even have any Pokemon in. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.